big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Oh, fuck. Oh, mate, I'm going to make myself chunder. Fucking hell. Oh. Yes, guys, that's me, Sam the Prick. We're here for the United Forever podcast, episode 7, the final warm-up. Fucking hell, or the final belt. Oh, fucking hell, I've got a bit of frost in my mouth. Oh. Oh. I'm drinking that bloody Argos beer again. Fucking hell. So, I'm here with my cousin
Adam.
Yeah, Adam Shagham. Fucking hell. Oh dear, oh dear. So how's it going, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. All good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. So I was thinking matey boy, absolute rowhead and legend David R listens to last night's special episode. I really hope we're not going to see him in court.
Yeah.
No, at the end of the day, this is all sort of what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Like, I need to do another fucking belch. Sort of kind of confidential, no names have been officially released and
No.
all that bollocks.
Exactly. So it's just all in
going
good
back
humour.
That's the one, all in good humour. So yeah, mate, are you drinking anything at the minute?
I've got a Dr. Pepper on the go.
Oh, nice one. Mate, you got to send some belchers over to this part of the world.
I'll try my best.
Oh, fucking hell. I've seriously, I just did that long belch, but that wasn't the belch that was supposed to come out. That was just like the surface level ripple. Now, there's something that is waiting to pop. So, going back to the old footy doodah,
yep.
This episode's literally the final warm-up. So, transfer window is making us shut our pants. So,
Definitely.
what do you make of the net spend so far, mate?
Well, so far, our net spend is the transfer fee of Van der Beek.
Bake a cake.
Which was what, 39 million?
Something like that, yeah.
So we are Manchester United. We are literally, well, half the league's already played their first game.
That's the one.
I don't know, 5-6 days away from our first game of the season. And we have signed one player.
And we haven't even fucking sold anyone.
No, basically. What the fuck is going on?
I've got a clue, but
it is like
the amount of videos every day on fellow fan channels and stuff.
Yeah.
Giving us special reports outside of Old Trafford, mate.
Yeah.
It's not doing me any good for my mental health right now because I'm just thinking, what the fuck? This is driving me around the bend.
Well, exactly. It's just craziness, like, well, the Sancho saga is dragging on and on and on. And
I know, even if we sign him, I don't even know if I want him anymore,
Well, exactly. It's not to the point where it's like he's going to be like pulling his pension by the time we sign him. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, fuck me.
It's just, it's crazy. I just don't understand the mentality. Like, we need a rebuild.
I'm laughing. Beg your pardon, mate. I just thought the Belcher was going to come out, but it didn't.
Oh, excellent. I'm waiting for it to get deafened. But yeah, it's just like we've got several positions that we definitely need to fill.
Yeah.
But nothing's happening, is it?
It's just, I just think it's a load of bollocks, really. And the next question's like, why has there been no more movement in the transfer window for our first team? And we
Yep.
know that the reserves have been
Yep.
getting some recruits and stuff.
Yeah, the under 23s and under 18s, which is all
That's
good,
the
well
one.
and good for the future. But it's
Yeah.
like we need it. We need a. There we go.
Oh,
We
fucking beautiful, mate.
we need
Bit nutty, but
nuts in your mouth.
spoonful of nutmeg.
Excellent. But
Yeah.
yeah, it happened. Well, to be honest with you, I think last season there was more activity than what there is now, and we were
Yeah.
like half Arsenal at last transfer window in the
Yeah,
summer.
I mean, we got Daniel James, didn't we? We got Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire, which
Exactly.
was a pretty decent transfer window.
Yes.
But now, I mean, the fact that we're trying to offload players and we ain't getting anyone else is just like fucking hell. But talking about the reserves, so the under 23s have just finished playing Leicester under
Right.
23s, and we just got spanked. So that
Did
is a
we?
very bad start.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Consolation burp.
I got gagged at the end there, mate.
Gonna chuck up soon.
Fucking hell. No, I don't want to get rid of my packet of nobbies nuts. No, so then we got the next question. So, honestly, do you think Sancho's really happening, or is it the CEO looking at the old COVID fallout?
I don't know. It's it's a difficult one because I think you know we've been proactive in regards to trying to sign him. Nothing's materialised, and now is Woodward sitting there thinking, actually, do I want to part with 100 million when potentially we may very well have another lockdown on our hands, and I could use that
Yeah,
money elsewhere, sort of thing. I don't know. That's been that question's been thrown around the British press the last day or so,
yeah, I know what you mean.
and it's just like, is there much truth to it? I don't know. I hope not, because obviously, if we could get him in a United shirt, he would do us a turn this season without a shadow of a doubt.
That's the one. But then again, you've got to think if we get Sancho, is he going to be like a Dembele version 2? Because Dembele went straight to Barca a
Yeah,
few years back, huge signing, way over 100 million.
yeah,
And then he just became so injury prone, and now Barca can't even bloody offload the bugger.
yeah,
So there's always that risk. 100 million is like fucking shitloads of money. But
yeah,
if we want to buy a world class player, you got to fucking cough up now, you know?
yeah. But then, have you got the British tax on top? That's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
It is, mate.
I know he's obviously not playing in England at the moment, so there is that to it. Whereas if he was like playing for someone like Man City or someone like that, do you know what I mean? He would probably be worth like 200 million. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And then again, maybe Woodward saying, look, if you wait for another year,
yeah,
maybe we can get him for cheaper because his contract's going to expire. Well, then again, no, I'm going to bite my tongue because his contract expires in 2023.
yeah, and then I'll get him on a free
So,
transfer. Yeah,
yeah, but can we honestly wait 3 seasons? And would
no,
Ollie be given 3 seasons, which you
no,
don't know when we've said how bloody Woodwank is a fucking trigger happy prick.
exactly.
So,
I think
and
I think it's when you listen to other United fans and stuff and speak to them, it's a very raw subject because we know we need that marquee signing, but
yeah,
I just can't see it happening at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's just you would have thought they would have got him in like last week or the week before, so he had time to settle in, ready to play the first game of the season.
Yeah, no, totally. And show a bit of laughing gas with Mason.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, we'll touch on that topic shortly. But
Yeah,
then again, you look at Gareth Bale. You
yeah,
know, he's a world class player. You know, he's won shitloads of Champions League awards and league titles over in Spain.
yeah,
But then again, you know, he's fallen out of favour with old Zidane,
yeah,
and they want to offload him because he's on 600k a week. So basically, he's kind of like a bit of a dirty Sanchez, but he's actually won major stuff at Real Madrid, and he
yes,
scored some sick goals.
yeah,
Like in two
exactly.
Champions League finals, when he knocked the ball past that player, ran off the pitch, ran back on the
Yeah,
pitch, and then it was an amazing solo goal. And then the other time when he did that stupid bicycle kick, which was just like out of this world, you know?
yeah, exactly. So
So he's a
if
superstar. But
yeah,
if we get him now, would he be like a typical David Moyes Fellaini panic signing?
I, yes and no. Basically, I think you can't put Gareth Bale and Fellaini in the same sentence because one's got long hair, one's got an afro. No, not really. Yeah, no. Do you know what I mean? It was like basically with Fellaini, it was a transfer because Moyes knew him, but he didn't.
Yeah,
All right, he did it. He did the job. He did a job when called upon for United. You know, his aerial ability, yes, we can't knock that. But did he really fit the system? No. Um,
exactly.
Gareth Bale, on the other hand, who knows? You know, how old is he now? 31.
He's 31, so he's what, 3 years
See,
shy of our age.
yeah. So he's still
But
got.
obviously, he's probably much maturer than we are.
Well, obviously,
But
you know, I think you know, I think your son's more mature than we are, if I'm honest, mate. But you know,
yeah, I know, mate. When I fight, he doesn't even laugh.
so
What the fuck's wrong, mate?
it's lost on a generation of lost farts. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Oh,
Can't be,
mate.
can't be.
I'll make sure my daughter carries on the tradition.
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
Actually, saying that the other day when I fired, she just said, "Pop goes the weasel." So I was like, "There we go."
exactly. There we go. In one fell swoop, done. Boom. But
Exactly.
you know, it's like,
So Bale, would
yeah,
you go for him if Real Madrid say we'll pay half his wages? You can have him on a 2-year loan, with no obligation to buy him
yeah,
because his contract expires obviously in 2 years, and they
yeah,
just want to. They've not spent anything. This is Real Madrid. They've not spent any money because
yeah,
they're really shitting their pants. Because over in Spain, things are even worse economically, than where you are right now. So, would you
yeah,
take him if they said, "All right, we'll pay off his wages. You don't need to
yeah.
buy him, but
Uh,
keep him for 2 seasons"?
yes, I would. Solely because of you know potentially what he could achieve. Um, you know, the bloke has won games by himself. So I think
Yeah,
you know if he could stay fit, then yes. Um, but again, I
yeah,
was reading in the press today that Madrid only want 18.5 million for him. So you know, considering what he was potentially worth, to be
yeah.
to then say, well, we might take under 20 million for him, I'd snap that. I'd
Sorry,
snap that
mate.
up. Do you know what I mean? What do you think?
Well, I think 18 million is dead cheap. I mean,
Yes.
that's what Dan James is going to cost once he manages to bag in a few more goals and make a few more appearances.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could easily have, Bale for the next 3 years.
Yes.
That would be brilliant. But we can't be paying him Sanchez wages.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely.
if we said I wouldn't go more than say 250k, I'd be like, come on, you're going to be playing football
Yeah,
frequently, and
exactly.
Bale is very flexible. Initially was a bloody left back,
Yes,
then was a left winger, and that's when he got all those goals for Tottenham.
yes,
But he can play right wing, he can play as a centre forward, because he does that for Wales as well now and again.
yes, yeah,
And he's a big player, and I reckon he'll feel loved at Man U, because over in Madrid, his biggest mistake is he hasn't pulled his finger out his arse and learned the lingo. So if
exactly.
you can't learn the lingo, then he's not going to be able to,
Oh yeah,
blend in with the squad. So he's just
definitely.
marginalised.
I
So yeah,
think
I'd go for him,
yeah,
but not paying him stupid wages.
yes.
That'd be the bottom line.
Only if the financial aspect was right, because we've been caught with our pants down with Sanchez. We don't ever want to go there again. For a club like United to be paying like Sanchez 500k a week or whatever it was, that's
Yeah,
ridiculous. You know,
totally,
'cause-
mate.
do you know what I mean? It's just because yes, all right, he is a good player on paper,
Yeah,
but for us to pay 500k a week wages, nah, that's
that's like
not
the
what
wages of 5 players.
exactly, and it's
So
mad.
going back to old Real Madrid, so
Yep,
we're constantly being linked with this Reguilon player who was on loan at Seville. He did very well,
yep,
very good attacking left back, all right,
yes,
because he's contributed to many goals this season. He's managed to win the Europa League.
yes,
Not as formidable defensively, and most of his interceptions have happened around the halfway line.
right,
But the thing is, I mean, people get carried away. They see someone with a really funky name
yep,
and they think, oh, he's coming over from Spain or Portugal and stuff. But you've got to remember, Spain and Portugal ain't England, ain't the Premier League. And when
no,
it comes to wing backs,
yep,
Seville, mate, on the other flank, they've got bloody Jesus Navas playing as a right back.
yeah,
Fucking skinny, anorexic prick. If he was doing that week in, week out in the Premier League,
yep,
he'd be snapped in
yep,
half.
yeah, exactly.
So, do we need him?
Yeah, I
That's the
think it's a
question.
case of the fact that do we need him?
30 million, that's what Real Madrid
Well,
want.
yeah, I don't, it's difficult because I said in one of the other episodes that when we were saying about our potential lineup, left back was still
Yeah.
a position that I feel that we needed to look at.
I
Um,
remember, yeah. So you put a question mark. You wouldn't choose Shaw
yeah,
or Williams.
I think I think with what you're saying about the fact that of coming from the Spanish and Portuguese league stuff like that, could he cut it in the Premiership? I don't know. Um,
I'm talking about as a defender, because, I mean, we've seen Bruno as an attacking midfielder as
yeah,
number 10. Mate, he's just raped the league full on, which has been
exactly.
brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't know. It could be. It could, if we did sign him, it could be an interesting addition to the squad. Um, I don't, I'm in two minds to say I'd say no at the moment. Because how long's he got in his contract?
I think he's got a good couple of years, but Seville, right,
Yeah,
today have confirmed they've signed another left back. They've signed some 28-year-old Argentinian bloke called Acuna,
right.
and he's basically going to go straight into the starting lineup. So Reguilon is not going to renew his loan at Seville. And
Right.
Real Madrid have already got two left backs. They've got Mendy,
Yeah.
who's been
And
doing really,
Marcelo.
really well, and they've got Marcelo.
Yeah.
So Reguilon will not fit in at Real Madrid. So what they're after is selling him for a decent price, say 30 million,
Yeah.
for like one of the hottest left backs in the Liga, But
Yeah.
they want a typical buyback clause like what they did with Morata when they sent him to Juve
Yes.
and then bought him back and then sold him on to Chelsea for stupid money, and then it was a major flop. So it
Yeah.
was a win-win situation for them.
Exactly. So, would they potentially, go for a loan with an option to buy? Who knows?
No, that's interesting,
Yeah.
but
I
I
think,
wouldn't want a buyback clause because I think that we're not below Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I think. I think you're right there. I think. Yeah. I don't know. It's still a big question mark over whether or not he would fit the system. I don't know.
That's another thing. Now,
Um,
I do know that if you're playing a typical Nuno Espirito Santos kind of
yeah.
3-5-2 week in, week out,
Yeah.
then you've got proper wing backs, and he won't be depended on so much defensively. He'd slot in perfectly in those tactics.
Yes.
But Brandon Williams has been caught out quite a few times in the latter part of the season,
Yes.
sort of post lockdown.
Yeah.
But I've got faith in him because he's tenacious and he's bloody fast, and I don't know. I think that as his first sort of cameo season,
Yeah.
he'll be able to build on that and get better and better. So give him another season, and I think he'll be even better than he is. And
Yeah.
I think he's met his peak because doesn't matter how much money he's on, he still doesn't know how to whip in the ball
Yes.
behind the defenders, sort of thing. On the break, he always has to sprint up the wing, stop,
Um,
and pass it back.
yeah. Pass it
So
backwards,
that's what,
sideways, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that's the one. So he's got to sort himself out.
Yeah. I think.
And then,
Yeah. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
no, I was going to ask the next question, but if you want to just wrap the old
Yeah.
Regulon things,
I think. I think you're right with Williams. I gave him a little bit of stick, but I think potentially he is the way forward. If I had
yeah,
to fill that left back slot, I've had a week to think about it, um, and I think Williams would be my starter. I think,
yeah.
yeah.
And then Shaw would be main course. He's got more meat on him.
The portion size is bigger. Brilliant.
Oh, fucking hell. So, going back to the old Mason and Maguire situation. So, Mason
Yep.
has been shagging around with some, having a bit of a foursome with Foden as well. So, hopefully, Mason wasn't receiving too much. But, I mean,
That's it.
over in, talking about Foden, how it's spelt right in Portuguese, that I mean, like literally, fuck them. So he's got a brilliant sort of old surname thing going on. That would be in the
Definitely.
imperative sort of context. But
Yeah.
so Mason got done over in Iceland, sent home.
Yeah.
Bloody Southgate's in a paddy,
Yep.
and Ollie sort of defended him quite quickly.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if this is recent footage or ancient footage of
Yeah.
Mason fucking going high on what's it called? Citric acid? No, nitrous oxide.
Yeah. Nitrous oxide. Yeah.
So do you think Ollie will make Mason and Maguire, who got mixed up in the old Greek palaver, um, or Musaka, do you think he'll make them sit out for a few weeks just to let the British media settle their shit a little bit?
Um, I think with Maguire, the ideal situation would be to sit him out, solely
Okay.
because, as you say, the shitstorm needs to settle.
Yeah.
And he proved the other day against Aston Villa in the friendly that he was
Yeah.
not concentrating. He was not at the races, was he?
That's right.
So in theory, yes, he should be told to like gather his thoughts and sit down.
Fucking on the roll tonight, mate.
Definitely, from the he should be made to sit out just so they can gather his thoughts on that. In reality, I can't see Ollie doing that solely because who are you going to play?
Ghostbusters. So I think. Nah, mate. I mean, you're not going to play Rojo. You're not going to play Smalling. You're not going to play the fucking groundskeeper either. So,
Yeah,
bloody,
exactly.
you're stuck with old Slabhead right now. And
Yeah,
going back to old Mason, do you reckon he'll sit out? And also, do you reckon Ollie would have given him any more consequences behind the scenes?
yeah. I think the answer to both those questions is yes. I reckon Ollie will make him sit out. Um, but then all that means is we're going to have to start Matter on the right, which is not ideal.
Fucking hell. I don't even know if he's recharged the battery on his mobility scooter.
Age concern.
Fucking hell.
Um, yeah, you said, again, this is another theory and reality, isn't it?
It is.
Um,
Mate, I'm actually thinking about this. So we're taking the piss out of Matter, but we're actually older than him.
yeah, I
Fucking hell. Two cards.
know. We won't go into that.
Yeah.
Brilliant, but yeah, I think you know, and going back to your other question about has Ollie done anything behind the scenes? I think with the international duty thing, I think he would have basically gone right. Yes, you fucked up. You're young, right? Learn from it. But then
Yeah,
this other situation's come along, and I don't think Ollie can do the same. He needs to say, look, yes, you're 18, but you're not a normal 18-year-old. You are playing for Man United. You're playing for the badge. You're playing for the club. You're playing for the history. Um,
that's the one.
and this is not what a United player does.
No, unless
End of.
you're bloody George Best.
Yeah,
You had to retire at the age of 26.
exactly. You know, it's you know, shagged out and fucked up. Yeah. Um,
Mate, we could still get a good 8 seasons out of him because he's only 18.
exactly. But it's like, do you know what I mean? I think he's being influenced too much by Lingard.
Okay. And
Um,
maybe Foden as well.
yes, and I think Ollie definitely hopefully has already done so, but needed to ask some serious questions and potentially look at fining him for conduct. If I'm honest,
Yeah, definitely. And I hope that Rashford takes him under his wing more
yes,
and be like, mate, you've got shitloads of money. What are you going to do with it?
yeah,
Spend it on fucking crack? Or are you going to actually
yeah,
try and use it to help, those that actually need?
exactly.
So, and then what about some afterthoughts on the Villa friendly? Is there anything to shit your pants over, or we just think at the
Um,
end of the day it's just a friendly?
I'm friendly. It's good from a perspective from being a fan. You know, a friendly is good to see. You know, especially like going, you know, like lower league clubs getting a bigger club coming down, you know, and packing out the stadium and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think, yeah, it was just a friendly, but there were a few warning signs. Flag up.
definitely.
Um,
Yeah, without a doubt.
you know, in hindsight, should we have loaned out Chong? to Bremen. No, we shouldn't
Well,
have.
mate,
That was a major fuck up.
that's the thing. I know what
Um,
you mean. I think Chong was ready to just like burst onto the scenes now. I
yeah,
just thought, Rashford's going to get injured. Mason's going to end up getting in the shit again.
yeah,
Tony Marshall's going to do his ligaments in. Pogba's going to sprain his ankle and then be out for the season.
yeah,
And you need more sort of you need backups. I mean,
yeah,
we talked about mobility scooters. We talked about Jay Blings and all that bollocks.
yeah,
But I think then again, all right, if Chongi rips up the Bundesliga, mate, we're getting
yeah,
him back for free
definitely.
next season, and he
Yeah,
could have a 50 million price tag on his head after
yeah,
this season coming.
yeah,
So, but personally, I'm not too worried about the result against Fulham. I mean, we did play, some of the weaker players.
yes,
I was really happy to see McSauce get some game time, and he was literally the standout player going forward.
yes,
And he's just a player. He's off the pitch. He's so clean. He's just so determined. He's got like 2% body fat on him. He's got an
yeah,
8-pack. Fuck knows how you get an 8-pack. So, and
exactly.
also he's a very good speaker. You listen to him. He's very level-headed for a 23-year-old, and
Yes,
conducts himself very well. And I hope that he's going to get more game time.
yeah,
But then again, you see James, and he played well for Wales in
yeah,
the Nations League.
yep,
But I do want him to succeed. I don't want to be one of those pricks that, oh, he's wank, and I don't want to see any improvement in him. It would be nice to sort of see him do well, but
yes,
we can't put the pressure on him like we did last season.
no,
That's why we do need some kind of reinforcement
yes.
for the flanks.
So,
So I ain't going to shit myself, but you're right.
yeah,
Maguire does need some kind of backup, and
yeah,
then if we talk about the old transfer market one more time,
yeah.
have you got any final transfer market predictions before the start of the season and also before the end of this transfer window?
Well, I think I don't like bringing in. I wouldn't like bringing in players once the season started because you're going to affect the balance of the squad because they're going to have to, get to know people, find where they fit
Yeah,
in the hierarchy. Are they an influencer? Are they, a leader? Are they going to be a follower, sort of thing? Um,
definitely.
and that's what the preseason's about, to try and find their space. But can I see anything happening? Well, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Um, I'd like to say I wake up on Wednesday and find that Sancho is signed,
Yeah.
um, but I can't see that happening um, because we touched on it on a previous episode about uh, Woodworm and old mate at Dortmund trying to kick up a media storm to make him more merchandise
Markable.
friendly. Yeah,
Yeah,
marketable.
that's the
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
and I think they're going to balls up and play the long game too long, and
oh yeah.
and
Well, they've done it in the past with
yeah,
quite a few players.
exactly. You think how many? Oh, I know, like rumors and the rumor mill goes, but we've been linked with how many players this summer? 200, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
But a
and
lot of it is just the agents trying to exploit our
yeah,
name kind of thing.
yeah, and I get that, but even still, we are Manchester United. We are 5 days.
Right. Sorry, I was just about to sing, and we're off to Wembley.
You never know this season. We've
Yeah,
got 5 days
hopefully.
before we kick our first the ball for the first game of the season. We've signed one
Yeah,
player.
yeah. Just ain't cricket. It's not
What?
even fucking football either.
Yeah, I just can't get my head around it. I think if something doesn't materialise over the next few days, us as fans need to really shove it up Woodworm's ass, and I mean
Totally.
turn it sideways and stick it up his ass, because the bloke is just a complete prat. Do you know what I
It
mean?
is
It is just
fucking.
frustrating. Never
Yeah.
ever would this have happened with. I don't like to keep talking about the past, but under Fergie, this would never have happened.
No, it
You know,
wouldn't.
the transfer window would have
Although we
opened.
did have one shit summer transfer window, and Fergal was like, "Do you know what? I didn't sign anyone because there was no one to
Yeah,
bring in that's actually better than what we've got."
exactly.
But
Which,
in these current circumstances, we've
yeah,
got things to fix, and
exactly.
they ain't been fixed.
No, definitely. And I think, back in the day with Fergie, the transfer window would have opened on July 1st. By July 5th, he would have had everybody he wanted.
Yeah, that's the one.
And
Exactly.
nice. It's
Cup and
just
a
not.
bub.
It's
A
just not
herb.
happening, mate.
Sorry.
Honestly, it's just frustrating as shit.
It
Um,
is.
I don't know.
But I'm going to be positive and I'm going to say, do you know what? Maybe Ollie's just going to say, right, if you ain't signing anyone, I'm just going to whack in the youth, any of the youth that I've got. And those are sort of wild cards,
Yep,
because basically the fans absolutely love this ridiculously long tradition we've got
yep,
of always including one academy
yes,
graduate in our starting lineup. And then we're talking
exactly.
about sort of over 80 something years of tradition,
Oh, yeah,
which is fucking sick. So I think I will still feel excited if we don't sign anyone, but I see Ollie sort of finger picking the best players and saying,
yep,
all right, come on, mate,
yep,
get your boots on
you're on.
and just have a good time. And then that
Yeah,
will still give us some kind of hope and say, all right,
yeah,
you've had a half sort of decent season like a Brandon Williams.
yep,
And even McTominay, look how he improved. And
exactly.
and then you're like, okay, mate, it's given us some kind of hope. And at
Yep,
the end of the day, if you want to be positive in this game, you've got to just have some. You've got to think, the glass is half full, and sort of
exactly.
not
Yep,
use that half full glass to pour it on the bonfire. So
yeah. No, I think you're right. And I think if nothing materialises with transfers, as you say, Ollie needs to say, okay, right, fine. You don't want to play ball, so I'm going to do it the my way, which is the harder way, and we will go down
yeah,
the route of the youth. Um,
yeah,
I don't know. We always need that marquee signing,
I know we do.
um, but I just don't see it ever happening while Ed Woodward is in charge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know,
Because
totally.
it's just a complete. Oh, I just
Head fuck.
pull,
Right,
pull,
matey. Well,
pull my hair
this
out.
has been a kind of a rant-ish episode, but
Yes,
we've touched up on some necessary topics before
yep,
the first match of the season at the weekend.
definitely.
So what I'm going to do is officially wrap things up, and I'm going to try and get this video made, and then we'll be
Excellent.
launching out the content. All right. So
Definitely.
as always, it has been a true gaseous pleasure to,
Brilliant. Well,
and and we
yes,
shall be meeting up after the old Palace showdown.
definitely. And then we will give, if we have any listeners, a rundown of what we feel was right or wrong. So
That's
it's
the one.
over and out from me, mate.
Yes, mate. Over and out, and I'll see you later, you fucking chronic masturbators.